And the Maricopa County Sheriff's deputies noticed the vehicle's hazard lights were on and that the car was missing 2 tires. So they asked Andres Orjuela Montalegre, hey, what's going on here? You're just driving around on 2 rims. And Mr. Orjuela Montalegre says paranormal activity is responsible. He said the driver says he was given a do-or-die choice because someone had put a curse on him and that he hit a curb too hard. And so he was given this do-or-die choice to either drive home without the tires or he could set the car on fire and sleep in the median.
Why is this even a story? This is Florida. I know. Okay, yeah, but insert in Florida, you figure out what it is because as crazy as you can think of it happened yesterday. There's a guy named Justin Lindsay, and he owns a number of Chick-fil-A's in the Miami, Florida area, and he is buried under a deluge of applications for a full-time position that he has. Why? Why are people going crazy to try to work for this guy at a Chick-fil-A? Because he operates these stores with a 3-day work week. You work 12 to 14-hour days. That is considered full-time by him. That means you get 2 weekends a month and 7 consecutive days off. And he's been doing it for a while, and everybody who works for him who has you don't have to do it. You can work a normal way if you want. The people who have opted into it are thrilled. Yeah, they are. They love it. You know, the companies, I don't know why this happened more often, because you do 4-day weeks where people work 10-hour days. Not only are people thrilled to have a 3-day weekend every week, but also absenteeism is way down. Because if you take a day off, it's not just, you know, a Friday or a Monday. You're literally taking off 25% of your entire week with a day off. That's Representative Martano of California is actually pursuing to try to make the work week officially a 4-day work week. All right, we're done, guys. Coming up, a story that has a lot to do with what happened here in LA. And this is the case against Les Moonves, who was president of CBS, a police officer here in LA, a captain, and a settlement that was just made in the tens of millions of dollars. Oh, and a sexual harassment aspect of it too. So I'll come back with all of that. This is KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
An independent voice in a world full of retweets.
KFI
And KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Maybe tough to get around. I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. Maintenance workers with the Orange County Transportation Authority have gone on strike.
The strike has forced the agency to shut down its bus service. The union representing the workers says OCTA negotiators walked away from a proposal Monday without responding. The OCTA says that's not true, and it hopes to continue talks with the union as soon as possible. 150 workers have walked off the job, including mechanics and service technicians. The union says it's willing to meet with the OCTA if the agency changes its bargaining position. The two sides have been negotiating since May. Lloyd Trolley, KFI News. KFI News.
News is brought to you by Mike Diamond, the Smoker Plumber. Students say pools of blood were left behind in their classrooms at Granada Hills Charter High School after a male student beat up a female special needs student. The teacher and the adult aide allegedly did nothing to stop the attack Monday. The student left the classroom with a bleeding cheek and broken teeth. The senior male student was arrested Tuesday. LA City Council members have ordered the city attorney to define the rules on vacant seats because of 2 council members who missed several meetings. Councilman Bob Blumenfeld says the council wants to learn about a city rule that says a seat vacant if a council member misses meetings for more than 60 days without consent.
Well, it might seem straightforward. You don't show up to meeting, that should count. It's not always that simple. And that's why we want to get a consistent message from the city attorney.
The council is also trying to define a rule that declares seats vacant if council members don't fulfill the duties of their office for 90 days. Council members De Leon and Cedillo have been absent from meetings since October 11th. The LA County Sheriff's Department says it's looking for a pair of 19-year-old guys in connection with the shooting death of 2 people at a Halloween party in Covina. Sergeant Gil Morales says there's no apparent motive, but the shooting happened during a large fight at a party.
There were serving alcohol at the residence, so it could have been a fight that's alcoholic motive, that they got angry over nothing.
Morales says they're looking for Joel Garcia from Covina and Brian Ramos from West Covina. Morales says it's not clear if the guys are in a gang, but both are considered armed and dangerous. LA County Sheriff being a way that says crimes committed by juveniles are up 300%.
The sheriff says over a 22-month span, 272 juveniles were arrested multiple times, and of those, 54 have repeated arrests for violent and gun-related crimes.
3 juveniles arrested 6 times, 4 juveniles 5 times, 18 4 times, 45 3 times, 203 arrested 2 times. We're talking about serious, violent felony arrests.
Being a way to say DA Gaston's failure to prosecute juveniles as adults is contributing to the jump in violent crimes. The DA's office says a special committee decides who gets prosecuted, and a judge makes the final call. Steve Gregory, KFI News.
Some pickpocketers lifted dozens of phones at a music festival in San Bernardino, but 2 amateur sleuths easily followed the thieves. Amir Anderson says he used Find My iPhone to follow his friend's device all the way to Downey.
They thought they got away from us, but we have the location. Like, no matter what you do, they call you like veterans or whatever. We can look at that, and we go there and realize that they took 2 bags worth of phones.
Anderson guided Downey police to the location where cops found 92 phones that appear to have been lifted Friday night from the Escape Music Festival. Police say people can call the Downey police station to recover their phones.
Democracy is on the ballot this year.
President Biden's issued a political warning with less than a week before the midterm election.
American democracy is under attack because the defeated former president of the United States refuses to accept the results of the 2020 election.
Biden says Trump's false claims about a stolen election have fueled a dangerous rise of political violence and voter intimidation over the past 2 years. And the U.S. and South Korea have decided to extend their joint military exercises past tomorrow after North Korea's suspected launch of a powerful intercontinental ballistic missile failed. Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida said North Korea has been launching missiles at an unprecedentedly high frequency. We'll get a look at your drive with EKFI in the sky and the 101, but first it's sports with Wayne.
The World Series is tied at 2 games each after the Houston Astros blanked the Phillies 5-0. Here's Astros manager Dusty Baker on pulling pitcher Christian Javier from a no-hitting start.
As I recall, I think Dave Roberts had to do that in LA, with Kershaw. Especially a young player, you think about his health and his career as much as you think about that game.
Now the bullpen stepped in to continue the momentum. Last night's game was only the 2nd no-hitter in World Series history. Game 5 today at 5 Pacific. Houston's Justin Verlander will start against the Phillies' Noah Syndergaard. In basketball, Lakers beat the New Orleans Pelicans in overtime 120-117, and the Clippers won against the Houston Rockets 109-101. I'm Wayne Resnick, KFI Sports. Nano Clinic has revolutionized the hip replacement surgery using computer precision combined with minimal invasive outpatient surgery. Bottom line, you're going to be walking faster. You're going to return to work faster. You're going to recover faster and more fully. Nano is where Marjorie went for her knee surgery, obviously. When we did these folks. Nano knee and hip surgery covered by most PPO health insurance plans. Call 800-780-NANO for a private consultation, including telemedicine. 800-780-NANO. Visit nanoclinic.com.
Checking your KFI financial report, the Dow is down 330, S&P dropping 51, Nasdaq down 178, and the average price of a gallon of unleaded gas in California is $5.49. SoCal weather from KFI. Doesn't look like we have any more snow in the forecast, but we've got plenty of it right now in Big Bear and on the Grapevine. Temperatures, however, will be chilly today, so we'll just be in the upper 60s, it looks like, for Orange County and Metro LA. The beaches will be in the low 60s and will just be in the upper 50s for the valleys in the IE. Right now, it is 50 in Pacoima, 53 in Irvine. Let's get a look at your drive with EKFI in the sky and the 101.
And the bottom, as a matter of fact, but real first, I just want to warn you, back to the office is in play here for sure, so see how long your drive takes. You might have to make some changes, but maybe just after another battle now. South 101 to South 5, they're both kind of busy. The South 101 still getting slow from around Vermont. There was a problem on the South 5 approaching the East Carolina interchange, Ford that went over the shoulder, then another little problem South 2 to South 5, so that transition busy but the 5 itself, pretty much from the Glendale Freeway down to East LA on change, that'll be your drive. Now, some good news, if you're listening, head this way towards Cerritos, West 91 Pioneer, that crash over to the shoulder barely. It is complicated getting on the West 91 at Pioneer. That acceleration lane is kind of blocked there, so slow, but at least moving, coming away from Farmington. Santa Clarita, I'm a little concerned about this. I'll check up on it for you, but South 14 Golden Valley, I know there are delays getting through. I think all lanes have been reopened. Real quick, South 405 and North, just something happened. Orange County buses, they're not running them. Might put some more traffic in Orange County freeways. Be careful. And the higher elevations could be icy. Be careful. Jeff Barr, KFI in the sky.
If you're in a room with 4 other people, chances are one of you has already been an identity theft victim. 1 in 5. Watching your accounts and credit isn't enough. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, LifeLock will work to fix it. Nobody can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% on their first year with promo code BECK at LifeLock.com. Promo code BECK, save 25% off your first year.
It's Ryan Seacrest here. So, you tested positive for COVID. What's next? Treat yourself. COVID treatments are free. Taken by pill, these medications can stop these illnesses from getting serious. So, treat yourself. Call a healthcare provider or the statewide COVID hotline at 833-422-4255 to find free treatment today. That's 833-422-4255. Again, 833-422-4255. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health. For all of your AC, heat, and plumbing problems, NextGen is your handy neighbor.
More stimulating talk.
And I have a radio station.
Today, the part of Bill Handel will be played by Bill Handel. I mean, Handel show. What do you say? And now, here's Bill Handel.
KFI, AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Bill Handel here on a mobile Thursday. It's the Memorial Weekend, November 3rd. Got a fair amount of the only one last night's Powerball. It was 1.2 billion. By Saturday, it's expected to be $1.5 billion. Somebody's going to be a happy camper come Saturday night, unless it's going to be the following. I think Wednesday and Saturday is when they do it. Do I have that right? Yeah. So I don't know. Let me tell you what's going on. And it's a big story financially, as well as a story involving the LAPD. And here is what happened. The New York Attorney General's office released a report that detailed this elaborate cover-up at literally the highest levels of CBS. This was late 2017 and 2018 to try to contain allegations of sexual harassment by the former CEO Leslie Moonves, who's a legendary CEO running CBS. And so it's not just a story of sexual harassment and a woman or several women coming forward and arguing, indicating, or telling, and accusing in the end of sexual impropriety by Leslie Moonves. That is, in its own issue, separate. This one happens to be a financial issue. On top of that, dealing with the shareholder information to shareholders. And this is what this one is about. The misdeeds, the financial and the cover-up misdeeds of CBS executives and one LAPD captain right here in the Southland. All right, so a woman goes into the Hollywood office or the Hollywood station of the Los Angeles Police Department and says, I have been molested by Leslie Moonves. And so they take a report, and those are supposed to be confidential. Well, a captain there, who was involved in the report, actually got the report. And he had been on Leslie Moonves' security detail during the several years. Well, what the police captain did, he was friendly with CBS executives, he called them up and said, "There's been a report filed against President Nixon. Now, this is confidential, but I want to say it. And we're going to do everything we can to suppress it. We're going to do everything we can to make sure it doesn't go down." And that is exactly what happened. Not only that, the woman was pressured not to go forward. She was really not the victim. So she shouldn't make a big deal out of it. There's a lot of pressure. This is the LAPD telling you this. It gets bad. And financially, it gets worse because the CBS executives knew about this. They were part of covering all of this up. And here is what has to happen. When there is an allegation made against the CEO of a publicly traded company, that has to go public. They cannot try to cover it up. You cannot have the board and management try to cover it up. That's a violation of law because it affects the value of the stock. And so across the board, this was a cover-up, and lawsuits were hit, and criminal investigations were entered into, and it turns out that now there is a settlement in the tens of millions of dollars going from CBS and Las Vegas and the insurance companies involved that insured CBS and then Paramount, Global Paramount, all of it. And the allegation is really, and the allegation against Las Vegas by this woman is just extraordinary. I'm not even going to go into details, but it's about, I don't know if it's true or not, but it's about slamming her up against a parking lot, against a car, roping her, holding her down, and then I'm not going to get into the rest of it. It's pretty intense, to say the least. And if the allegation, CBS, even after all of that, said none of this ever happened, it's not true, well, okay, but you can't do that and try to hide that someone is being investigated or a police report has been filed. So the shareholder sued. And they said that affected the value of this company. It came out that you guys were lying, and you can't lie. So that's the story. Lots of money being paid. And it's out of the money's being paid out of New York. The lawsuit happened in New York. It had to deal with LAPD captain and it's all about it. Coming up, transitional kindergarten. Good idea. Basically pre-K. But again, the question is, how do you deal with it? Well, there's the money there. How do you do it? When you don't have staff, we don't have plans. And right now, the school districts are being forced to do it because of a law. And I'll jump into that when we come back. Meantime, Jennifer Jones-Lee, live, CFI,
Fewer Americans are filing first-time claims for unemployment benefits. The Labor Department reports 217,000 initial claims were filed in the week ending October 29th. According to a new USA Today poll, John Fetterman's shaky performance in last month's debate with Dr. Mehmet Oz has led to a much tighter Senate race in Pennsylvania. Fetterman now is leading Oz by just 2 percentage points. And as Handel mentioned earlier, the next Powerball jackpot could be the biggest ever since no one won last night's drawing. That means Saturday's drawing is expected to be worth $1.5 billion. We'll get a look at your drive with BKFI in the sky in just a moment.
If you are living with decay, missing, loose, crooked teeth, you don't have to. Dental implants can really change your life. I mean, I've seen this time after time. Dr. Metarkani and his team of specialists at LA Dentistry have treated thousands of people. He's my dentist. And he's my daughter's dentist. Serious complicated issues, which of course he straightened out. Now, whether you need one tooth or several teeth, I'm Mike Simpson.
And I'm Vicki Moore. Good morning. This is LA's Morning News.
Coming up, new repairs approved for the Queen Mary out in Long Beach.
I'm Bloomberg Steve Fotis. Home buyers are not as young as they used to be. Your money at 720.
People who ride the bus in Orange County having a real tough time today. There is a strike.
7:15. Let's get traffic now. Brought to you by Grocery Outlet. Jennifer York.
All right, let's go to Scotty flying into Southern California Toyota dealer Scott Barnes.
Okay, we still have some right shoulder activity 91 westbound between Pioneer and the 605 where we had a 9-car wreck. You might see a right lane affected there as well. So definitely a slow drive getting over toward the 605 on that 91 westbound. That other side leaving Corona, 91 westbound Green River. We saw this just about 10 minutes ago. Watched it clear to the right shoulder, and as we watch CHP issue the signal for most of the freeway. We're going to go back and check it. I don't think that's the case. I think it's on the right shoulder. But nonetheless, expect a tough ride out of front on that 91 westbound.
All right, good one. So we'll look into that. I do see a huge backup there on that 91 westbound. So whether it's cleared or not, it's definitely delayed. There's definitely delays out there. 323-467-1070. You can give us a call. Let us know what you're experiencing here on that 91 out of Corona. 110 southbound at 9. This is in the downtown slot. Hearing about a crash on the left lane. I'm definitely seeing a backup there to about the Golden State on that South 110. Northbound 110, nothing in range. It's very heavy getting away from the 105 heading up into downtown. Westbound Santa Monica also really slammed this morning, leaving downtown, heading out towards Culver City. That's a very typical pattern for you. Southbound down to the 405, come from Sherman Way into the Sepulveda Pass, very heavy there. Change required for the Mountain Roads, Highway 38, 30, 18. Yeah, they had their first snowfall last night. Gorgeous, I imagine, 3 inches at least. But roadways are tough. Very sluggish on that Highway 330. I got a bunch of calls about jogging on Highway 330. It's our favorite time of year again now through November 8th. Stop by your local grocery outlet for extra 20% off wine sale. Every single bottle of wine in our inventory is 20% off. 20% off. Hundreds of wines to choose from. Next report 725 for the 20 Hill Sunday 24-hour traffic.
We are looking at all that cold air still lingering over the region, and then as we slowly head into the weekend, we will be warming up. Temperatures this afternoon will be in the mid-60s for the coast and for LA and Orange County, mid-60s also for the valley, low 60s for the Inland Empire, mid-50s for the high deserts, upper 30s for the mountains. By the weekend, we start to slowly warm up back up into the 70s. We don't get used to the comfy temperatures because by the start of next week, we have another shot of rain and mountain snow. For Southern California, most accurate weather forecast at CBS to a meteorologist in Graves and KMX News 97.1 FM.
48 grand last week on downtown. Well, up to the full news announced by Rocket Mortgage. Purchase a new home or refinance with Rocket Mortgage. Every detail from home loan solutions to your life. Rocket Mortgage.
We have this program where you can replace it, drought tolerant landscaping, and recently they changed it. It's gone from $3 a square foot to $5 a square foot, so they've upped that to encourage more people to get involved in the program. The mayor, the DWP reps are going to be out this morning talking about that. We're going to get more people involved in the strip replacement program.
In Long Beach, the council unanimously approving $1 million to pay for the ongoing repairs on the Queen Mary. Also, Ramon says this is the latest round of funding to restore the aging tourist attraction.
It served as a museum, hotel, restaurant, and event space until it was closed in 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. But even before the shutdown, inspectors warned the permanently docked ocean liner was in disrepair and in danger of sinking. Since 2017, city-funded studies estimated the ship needed as much as $289 million in renovations and upgrades to keep parts of it from flooding, and $23 million in immediate repairs to prevent it from capsizing. The task of getting the ship into shape began this year when the City Council approved $5 million for crucial repairs. Elsa Ramon, KNX News, 97.1 FM.
Great white shark dead, washed ashore in San Diego County. California Long Beach shark expert Chris Lowe talked with CBS San Diego about the discovery of the beach at Torrey Pines State Park. Says about 30 of the sharks are there in the waters locally.
Unfortunately, some of the recreational fishermen have found out about that and have been going down and illegally targeting the sharks. About 40% of the sharks that we see, so at least a dozen, are swimming around with either hooks in their mouths or line coming out. And some of that line can be almost 100 yards long.
This shark is just 2 years old. Dr. Wills says normally it's really going to live until about 70. Not this one. They have protected it in California since 1994, which means it is illegal for anyone to target, send them, or
Gas prices still dropping. Both LA and Orange County seeing the 29th consecutive day of decreases
2 down unit 3, 541. Regional refineries are offline. Those are factories up to 720.
720.
Let's check your money. Sue Post.
Mike and Vicky, as buyers face tight inventory, rising home prices, rising rents, and high student debt, both first-time and repeat home buyers are now the oldest on record. National Association of Realtors data show the typical first-time buyer was 36 this year. That's 3 years older than last year. Now, for repeat purchasers, the typical buyer was 59. The share of first-time home buyers declined 26% this year. That's the lowest since records started back in 1981. Apple is the world's best brand for a 10th year in a row, according to Interbrand's newest rankings. Now, Microsoft has moved into second place, jumping over Amazon. Nike moved into the top 10 for the first time, edging past McDonald's brand value. Losing value right now is the Dow, giving back 201 points, while the NASDAQ is down 135, S&P now down 36. I'm Bloomberg Steve Otis from the California Deluxe Windows Money Desk, KNX News, 97.1 FM.
You like a mimosa?
We love a mimosa.
How about a spray bottle mimosa?
That's exactly the amount of orange CCD.
Talking about that and the World Series updates. Plus 10 is going to check the draw coming up. It's 7:21.
When it's happening now.
Scheduled live to LA City Hall, Mark.
The only place to hear it live.
Pounding on the door, pounding on windows. LAPD has brought in helmeted officers here in the council chamber.
And hear why it matters.
I cannot tell you how surreal this is. I mean, this is apparently the new normal for now for the foreseeable future.
It's KNX News, 97.1 FM.
The LA Times compared the homelessness plans of Karen Bass and Rick Caruso. What did they say about Bass's homelessness plan? They say it's far smaller than Caruso. In the Times, Steve Lopez called the Bass plan underwhelming and stuff we've heard before. Karen Bass says she won't even solve the homelessness problem after 4 years. It's more of the same empty city hall talk. The Times says Rick Caruso's plan is bigger, with 30,000 beds in 300 days, hundreds of thousands of new affordable homes, a dramatic increase in mental health and addiction services, and 500 new sanitation workers to clean up our streets.
I want to wake up every day and fight like this city is worth fighting for.
Fix homelessness now. Rick Caruso for mayor. Paid for by Rick Caruso for mayor 2022 general. Additional information is available at ethics.lacity.org.
7:23, 2 minutes away from the second drop. So just this traffic down is stuff that's new gimmick. It is a spray bottle. It is a spray bottle for most amazing.
That's all you need.
It is a limited edition 12-ounce spray bottle. They say it's just squeaks the right amount of OJ into your champagne. It has 3 settings. I love this. The whisper, the spritz, and the shower. They're like, where can you get it? Yeah, please 21 or older, apparently. And it is a traffic sound. Folks, thank you.
There's a TikTok that goes around and someone pours a glass of champagne. The title says, no perfect amounts of orange juice for your mimosa, and then opens the OJ and Massachusetts and hand watch the smell over.
That's the whisper.
Yeah, that's all you need. Nothing more than that. World Series season up after its time. Series 2 games apiece, beating the Phillies last night 5-0. Christian Javier and the Houston Bullpen combined for just the second no-hitter in World Series history. Manager Dustin.
No-hitter in the World Series was a perfect game by New York Yankees pitcher Don Larson against the Brooklyn Dodgers in 1956. And mushrooms could be one way to treat depression.
Researchers in the UK studied the synthetic version of psilocybin, one of the chemicals found in magic mushrooms. During the trial, they discovered people given the component showed an improvement in depression symptoms within weeks.
BBC's Michelle Franson says the study focused on people who found little relief from standard antidepressants. The studies at the New England Journal of Medicine. We'll check the 10 Freeway next.
Hey everybody, it's Dean Sharp. Hey, before I get on and talk to Mark Thompson about the size of his avocados, I want to invite you to experience the magic of Christmas at Aldic Home. Aldic Home is LA's favorite Christmas store for over 70 years, but this year they have truly outdone themselves. They are so troubled with the quality of online and big box Christmas trees, they just had to get around to designing their own, and that is why you need to see the new AH Gold Label Christmas trees exclusively at Aldic Home. I have seen them. What can I tell you? They are simply the finest crafted Christmas trees on the market. Choose from store time per walk tree suit. Sizes from 3 to 12 feet. Right now, save 40% off the best Christmas trees you've ever seen, and 20% off thousands of ornaments, wreaths, ribbons, tree toppers, lights. Make a new tradition to take a family photo in front of one of Albert's 60 stunningly decorated trees. No one does Christmas like Albert's Home. Find them on Sepulveda in Van Nuys or on the web at albertshome.com. That's ALDIK home.com.
Outline weather from the KFI. Mostly clear skies tonight. Lows in the mid-40s. Clear in the by midday tomorrow night. A little warmer, 5 degrees or so, close to 60 at the beaches. Below 70 Metro LA, Orange County, around 70 inland and high in the valleys. Another couple degrees warmer Saturday and down a little bit on Sunday with a late day into the evening. Chance of rain coming in. That will last into next week. Right now in Costa Mesa, 60. Buena Park, 59. Glendale, 61. Inglewood, 58 degrees. Cops are in Claremont.
This is on the 10 eastbound, just past Indian Hill, where we had a crash and some ongoing police activity. Now, the 2 right lanes remain off limits after the assault. Big delays are backing up all the way from Fairfax out of Pomona. Just stay off the freeway and take Arrow Highway as your alternate. More police activity continues in Cal State. Now, this has been going on for a few hours. 5 southbound, right in between the upper and lower crossover. It was the end of an earlier pursuit. It's the 2 left lanes that remain shut down and delays loading up away from Tupland Highway. The drive in Santa Clarita, bit busy on the 14 northbound before Newhall Avenue. 2 left lanes are blocked due to a wreck, and you're on the brakes leaving the 5. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Angel Martinez.
Having repairs done in your apartment should never come with strings attached, like being harassed and constantly pressured for sexual favors.
My landlord told me my rent would be free if I gave him something in exchange.
The Fair Housing Act protects you from harassment by anyone associated with your housing, including someone making unwelcome sexual advances. If this happens to you, file a complaint with HUD. No strings attached. To learn more, visit HUD.gov/fairhousing. If you fear for your safety, call 911. A public service message from HUD in partnership with the National Fair Housing Alliance.
Get an AC and heat tune-up and safety inspection for only $800. Or get a plumbing drain special for only $58. Just call NextGen at 833-3NEXTGen. That's 833-3NEXTGen.
NEXGEN, call 833-3NEXTGen. Superwoman, super lawyer, superwoman, superlawyer.com. KFI.
More stimulating thoughts.
And I'm a radio station.
That still sounds good. And I saw him at a show live in Las Vegas. Cars in front of me. Didn't really enjoy that. That's it, smart. I bought an extra pair, though. I didn't have switch other ones I was to wear.
That's not the same, that's cheap.
Yeah, you're right. Probably now that
They were used.
now that I reflect on it, it was not. It was kind of a cheap way to go. But it's KFI AM 640 heard everywhere. The iHeartRadio app. Mark Thompson here. Yes, I'm the host of the Mark Thompson Show on YouTube every day. But my favorite thing to do is to come here and hang out with the Conway kids. Conway will be back tomorrow night. I think he's got the crud tonight. And one of the regular visitors to the Conway Show on Thursday nights is the man who knows everything there is to know about your house, my house, how to make it better, how to repair it. He's Dean Sharp, the house whisperer. Hi, Dean.
Mark Thompson, how the heck are you doing?
I'm well, sir. I'm well. You solved a mystery for me. Last time we had a conversation that was related to a whirring sound I was hearing under the house.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
The humming from beneath.
Yeah. It was John Carpenter horror, for sure. Before you pulled back the curtain to reveal that it was actually something quite normal. But what do you have for us tonight?
Oh, we got just a potpourri of things. I don't know if you got notes in front of you, but I just literally, it was a shotgun blast of topics. And I can tell you why. This weekend, throughout the course of the year, I try and do whole shows around topics so that people can really, focus in on certain areas of the house or certain areas of design. But throughout the year, I'm hearing stories, I'm seeing things, I'm picking things up. items just kind of collect in the miscellaneous pile. None of them are enough to do a whole show around.
I see. Okay, so
I decided to set this aside this weekend. It's just that.
what I've done is I came in early tonight, and I wrote down little key phrases and words on little pieces of paper, and I put them all into, it's like a little bucket type thing here in studio. So I'm just going to pull it out randomly, and then you can, is that a good way to go? I'm ready. Okay, hang on a second, I've got to show you.
Wow, that's part of a random draw.
Yes. So this is, mow your leaves.
Mow your leaves!
Yeah.
This was a story that we saw in USA Today a few weeks ago, and it falls under the category of, I've been telling you this for years! And it's basically experts on the East Coast, no doubt, okay? Telling folks as audiences, stop raking up all the leaves and burning them, okay? First of all, nobody needs to be, with today's global climate, nobody needs to be burning stuff unnecessarily. But secondly, and most importantly, people have been doing this wrong from day one. I've always said this out here in California. Instead of a leaf blower, just blowing your leaves into a big pile, raking them up, putting them in a trash can, and sending them off to the landfill, those leaves are falling for a reason. You know, it's called nature. And if that tree was out in nature, it would be creating its own compost area around the tree. Now, granted, you know, we don't want piles of leaves everywhere, but as opposed to raking them up, or blowing them with the blower, the best thing you could do if you own your own, like, leaf blower, hopefully, it's one that actually came with a bag on the back where you can reverse it. You know, have you seen those?
Oh, yeah.
You can actually reverse it and use it as a vacuum. Do that instead. It is so much better, because what happens is, as you suck those leaves up into the leaf blower bag, it's passing through the impeller motor, and it's shredding them into tiny little particles. And then, once you've done that, spread the contents of that bag underneath the tree and throughout your garden area.
Oh,
so the point is
very cool. Yes, go ahead.
Exactly. So the point is this now. Experts are getting on folks on the East Coast, you know, especially in the Northeast, where, you know, the color change and all of that beauty is happening. And they're like, stop it. Just mow the leaves, right? Get out the lawnmower, put it onto mulch mode, and just chew them up and let them soak into the lawn, into the flower beds, because it offsets a little bit of what in architecture and home planning we refer to as displacement. When you build a home, or any building, you are displacing a certain amount of nature that was there before, right? So what we're learning now in the 21st century is to take very seriously the idea of minimizing the amount of nature that we're displacing. And so there's just absolutely nothing wrong with getting out the mulch setting on the mower, forget the bag, forget the rakes, and just mulch those leaves into your soil.
Mulch your leaves through the impeller motor.
There you go.
Yeah. Let me go back to the bucket. Right. Hang on. All right. I just have Michelangelo's David. What does that refer to?
Oh yeah, this was I thought this was a fascinating article. For 500 years, you know, David, Michelangelo's David, the sculpture of David, has been, you know, in Florence in the same position, being viewed by people for, you know, centuries. Just recently, somebody got to decide, you know what, we could like this thing better. And for the first time in literally, for the very first time in history, some real lighting prowess has been aimed at David. We have color adjusted the lights that shine on David. We have repositioned lights that shine on David. And now, art critics are walking in who have seen David year after year, many a time, saying, I can't believe it. I can see chisel marks. I can see muscles on him that I have and I've been studying this statue my entire life. I see things now that I never saw before. And I'm bringing that up this weekend with our listeners, who are also kind of our design students, as a perfect example of the power of properly lighting a home, properly lighting features in a home. And these days, so many people are kind of into the mass idea of, let's just put a lot of recessed downlights in the ceiling, and let's just get a lot of light into the living room and areas like this. And they're shocked when they find out that I'm so against that idea, because it's just the worst kind of light. We don't need to light the living room like a gymnasium. We want to actually create texture and shadow, see things in a different light.
But you know something? I so love that you made this point. I think lighting is wonderful. And even as I say that, I think about my living room, and I think it's that like gymnasium. So even as I say it, I'm frustrated that my place isn't exactly, lit the way I want it. I try to keep all the lights dim. That's my cheat. But the reality is, as you say, like washing a wall with light and, up lights and other stuff, so many ways to... But that's fascinating about Michelangelo's David. Absolutely fascinating. We're not even, halfway through these. I've got a handful more, so stay where you are. The House Whisperer, Dean Sharp, with us on Thursdays, and as I say, these are random items that he spotted, and we're just going to draw them out of the bucket and have him comment on them. So,
do you ever feel like with Dean, you like want him to come over to your house and give you a bunch of like advice and stuff like that, but at the same time, there's absolutely no way you want Dean coming to your house because you'd just be so embarrassed of what it is?
Every second I talk to him, I go, why didn't I have this guy just handle my stuff? Come, do whatever you need to do. But you're absolutely right. I feel like I will have such embarrassment associated with any visit from Dean Sharp. I don't know. But he does, when he speaks, it hits the spot, man. He's speaking the language. So, more with him when we continue. The House Whisperer is here with us for one more segment. Mark Thompson sitting in for Tim Collins Jr. on KFI AM 640. Heard everywhere in the iHeartRadio app. Now, Michael Crozier in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Police in Burbank say the parents of 3 children, ages 3, 5, and 6, have been arrested for locking the kids in a room of their apartment that caught fire. The kids will be okay. North Korea keeps firing missiles into the sea, including 6 today, one being an intercontinental ballistic, which caused northern Japan to stop its trains and trigger evacuation warnings. And Brooklyn Nets guard Kyrie Irving's been suspended 5 games by the team for pushing an anti-Semitic movie on social media. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver says he's disappointed Irving hasn't apologized. Mostly clear, cold tonight, sunny, and a little warmer tomorrow, and a little warmer Saturday before getting a little cooler Sunday, and a chance of some rain coming in late Sunday into next week. This report brought to you by the California Department of Public Health. Things are slow, Sherman Oaks.
This is the southbound side of the 101, leaving the 405. It's still moving ahead to the 170-134 split. And then ahead in Hollywood, there's more slowing from Sunset Boulevard all the way into downtown Los Angeles. Police activity continues in Claremont. This is the 10 eastbound, just past Indian Hill, where the 2 right lanes remain off limits. And traffic is solid getting away from the 57 freeway. The drive on the 71 southbound is pretty slow moving as well, leaving the 10. Heading on all the way to the 60, the drive in Castaic, a huge mess on the 5 southbound. This is between the upper and lower crossover. That's where the 2 left lanes remain off limits after earlier police activity. Delays from not quite Tap 1, but almost Pyramid Lake. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Angel Martinez.
Need a refresher on COVID-19 safety? Mask up in public indoor settings, test, stay home when feeling sick, and get vaccinated and boosted to keep your immunity strong. Learn more at covid19.ca.gov. This report is sponsored by News Nation. Chris Cuomo is back with a new show on a new network. Catch Cuomo weeknights on News Nation at 5 and 8 p.m. Pacific. To find News Nation on your television provider, go to newsnationnow.com/join us.
It's a buyer's market, so get out there and find that dream home. Found it, but got turned down due to your debt-to-income ratio? Call me, Tanya King, your self-employed mortgage specialist at Right Choice Mortgage. The pain of these high interest rates will only be temporary. Call me today for a free approval or a second look. We have programs others don't, offering mortgages in the 5s, yes the 5s, even on bank statement loans. Have a 3% first but want cash out? Keep it. Get a second or a HELOC. Need a bank statement second? We have those now too. Tax returns not needed. We have 40-year loans to give you a lower payment and afford more. Could save you as much as $650 a month. Financing for the self-employed or W-2, I can help. 833-886-3863. I answer my own calls. 833-886-3863. 833-886-FUND.
Call me now, 833-886-FUND.
Just mortgage license, FDR, 01943 False license by NY, 155 feet, and any water, any letter.
Want to make sure your recycling actually gets recycled? Californians are recycling smarter with tips on how to shake out liquid or gunk and sort properly. Visit iRecycleSmart.com to take your recycling to the next level. Do your part. Recycle smart.
Everyone had always called me really ditzy, really out of it.
I can read the same line 5 times and not realize it until I'm like, wait, did I read this?
Are you wondering why everyday tasks are such a struggle? It might be a sign of a learning or thinking difference like ADHD or dyslexia. Some of us are wired differently, but all of us can thrive with the right support. At understood.org, we're here to help. Visit understood.org/iHeart. Take our signs and symptoms quiz to find answers and explore solutions.
It's Ryan Seacrest here. So, you tested positive for COVID. What's next? Treat yourself. COVID treatments are free. Taken by pill, these medications can stop the illness from getting serious. So, treat yourself. Call a healthcare provider or the statewide COVID hotline at 833-422-4255 to find free treatment today. That's 833-422-4255. Again, 833-422-4255. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
The podcast, The Bible in a Year with Jack Ray, is a moving and inspiring biblical audio experience that will help you master wisdom from the world's greatest book. In each episode, you'll learn to apply biblical principles to everyday life.
Each cinematic episode is a journey through the Bible's most profound stories that will strengthen your appreciation of the Word and inspire you to keep learning.
Listen to The Bible in a Year with Jack Graham on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
It's KFIM 640, yeah, you know, it's a throwback Thursday. It's George Michael, sir? George Michael, it's Wham. Is it Wham or George Michael?
Yes, sir.
Wham. Dean Sharp's with us, the House Whisperer here on KFI AM 640. Dean's, of course, got the House Whisperer show 6 to 8 on Saturdays and 9 to 11 on Sundays. And what we've done is, because there are a bunch of sort of miscellaneous things that Dean wanted to mention and talk about, we just put them all, I just wrote down a couple of words that would, you know, maybe spur him on to share whatever he has to share. Got him over here, reaching in. It's a random process. So this is Sponge City. Is the does that mean anything to you?
Okay, this is another. This is another story concept in relation to what we were talking about before of reducing the amount of displacement of nature. Do you live in a sponge city? If not, you should. Another article that has come out recently talking about the idea of cities, not just residences, but cities themselves, urban infrastructure, pulling back hardscape paving wherever, and whenever possible, so that the rain, the precipitation, whether it be snow or rain or what have you, that falls on that city is not falling on hard surface structures and being diverted into storm drains and look out to sea, and instead giving the land itself a chance to absorb that water and build the aquifers. And of course, there's no place in the nation right now that is more needed than right here in Southern California, where we're going through multiple water crises and long-term, water debt. So the idea of all of us, now not just cities themselves, and by the way, a city that is dedicated to this is now being referred to, we've come up with a technical term, as a sponge city. In other words, we want the soil that we built our city on to remain the water sponge that nature intended.
That's so well put, and it's just so we've drifted so far from that. I think this is what's suggested. All right, let me go back in. This is at random, shaking it up and not making it up. ADUs. Is that yes.
Accessory dwelling units.
Yeah.
You know, we used to call them, guest houses, granny flats, casitas, mother-in-law suites, whatever, your preferred name. California, as most people know, has kind of thrown open the doors on zoning, and lots of local cities upset about that. The city that I live in is upset about that. I'm not, but the city is upset about it because it disrupts, age-old zoning practices in which basically we don't want to have too many of these guest houses or accessory dwelling units because it brings in renters but California has been seeking to anything it can do to help resolve or at least mitigate its housing crisis. And this was an article that came up in Apple News. 60,000 ADUs, have been permitted and built since this has been approved in 2016. So we're talking just in the last 6 years, 60,000 ADUs, and the pace is quickening for it. And in my view, when they're done well, they are a benefit to not only the city as a whole, but the homeowner, who is now has potentially a source of income is sitting on their property, and at the same time, you're inviting folks who don't necessarily have the income to afford a home ownership into neighborhoods that they otherwise couldn't afford to live in.
No, I think that is really well put. I mean, and boy, they're gorgeous ones too. I've now seen, you can make them in modular ways. You can have an ADU that, is, I guess, pre-built, and they just move it in.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's a ton of those available, and it's something that is going to continue to become more and more a part of the California homeowner lifestyle, just because the state has told every individual county and city you can no longer prohibit ADUs. You have to allow them to a certain extent. Each city has a little bit of latitude as to what they can do, but generally speaking, they're here to stay.
All right, back to the bucket. Again, just jotted down these things. These are all things we want to talk about. We wanted a randomness to it. All right. This is Wildlife Bridge. What does that refer to?
I don't know if you guys have heard about the Wallace-Annenberg Wildlife Overpass.
Yeah.
It's happening on the 101 freeway up in Agora Hills, which is literally right around the corner from us and just up the road from KFI on the 101. It is the first ever bridge for wildlife over a California freeway. Not the first ever wildlife overpass in North America, where there are a lot of them in various places. But this is a major deal. It has been studied for decades now, and ground has been broken. So this thing is happening. It is funded. It's happening. So as you travel north on the 101 out of the San Fernando Valley, and you get around just a little bit past Las Virgenes Road, you're going to, in a couple of years, be driving under California's first major wildlife overpass. And what it does specifically is it connects the Santa Monica Mountains to the Simi Mountains and allows all of the habitat, especially mountain lions and other wildlife that need more roaming room, to no longer be isolated into these mountain ranges. Again, kind of talk about displacement. This isn't so much displacement as it is the fact that, when we build major freeways on all sides of a mountain range like the Santa Monicas, then the wildlife in the Santa Monicas no longer have the opportunity to move or migrate outside of those mountains. The mountain lions in particular need a tremendous amount of territorial space, and so this is going to be kind of a game changer.
It's exciting. It really is. It's just exciting and very well explained. So thank you. Now, I'm not through all of these things that we wanted to touch on with you. Can you stay on one more segment? Are we okay with that? Sharon, is that cool? Or, I don't know, Stefouche, is that, I don't want to go up against protocol.
Do your thing, man.
All right. Dean, can you hang with us?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. The, just great stuff from the House Whisperer, and these are all miscellaneous things, and they just all land perfectly, as does Dean's stuff. You can catch him on the on the mornings of the weekend, 6 to 8 on Saturday, 9 to 11 on Sunday, and he's with us now as we continue on the Conway Show. Tim's out tonight. He'll be back, I think, tomorrow. He just got a little bit of the crud. Mark Thompson sitting in on KFI AM 640, heard everywhere. On the iHeartRadio app, now Michael Crozier in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
A new survey shows women do not feel safe on the Metro.
The survey shows from 2019 to present, ridership by women's dropped 4% on buses and 2% on trains. Metro says it spoke to 12,000 riders about their experiences earlier this year. LA County Sheriff's Captain Sean Kehoe runs the department's transit bureau and says it comes down to visibility.
Having additional sworn deputy personnel, police officers, having additional transit security, that helps with the feeling of safety.
Kehoe says there is a difference between feeling safe on the Metro and being safe. He says overall violent crimes against women on the Metro have dropped in the last couple of years. Steve Gregory, KFI News.
This report brought to you by 4M Dental Implant Center. An LA City Council committee has approved the plan to put solar panels over the 370-mile LA